Domestic pharma company Wockhardt is close to signing a memorandum of understanding with the foreign vaccine company for technology transfer to manufacture COVID vaccines in India, besides offering its own domestic vaccine capacity with potentially 2 billion doses a year for the sender. The founder and chairman as well as the group CEO, Habil Khorakiwala, is now with us. Thank you so much for your time. Wockhardt is set to ink a pact with a foreign vaccine company for tech transfer. Which company are you in conversation with?
As I mentioned to you, you're right that we are already doing a tech transfer. At this point in time, since we have not signed an agreement, which we are in the process of signing in the next few weeks, it's difficult for me to mention the name of the company because of our confidentiality agreement.
So by tech transfer, essentially you mean that the technology can be given to you and you can develop the same vaccine and manufacture the same vaccine at Wockhardt, is what you're suggesting?
You are right, absolutely.
Okay. So besides offering your domestic vaccine capacity with 2 billion doses a year for the center, what else is on the cards?
See, what we have suggested to center is the following. Okay, we would like to create this kind of capacity. We do not have. We have partly the capacity we are creating immediately with techno transfer. And we have promised government that we will supply at affordable and reasonable price, which government is mentioning, to all the government institutions, center government, state government, or any other government institution. Second, we mentioned also that India has a great potential because we manufacture today in India about 50-60% of global vaccine requirement. That capacity is only 2 billion, 2.5 billion so far. Because of pandemic, emerging market minus Western countries and China, 5 billion people, you need a more than 10 billion capacity. And that is what we intend to play the role. And we ask for government help for two things. One, basically, it is make sure that we receive some kind of financial support, which they readily agree. Second, we said you help us in getting some additional technology transfer so that we have capacity to manufacture 2-3 different kind of vaccine.
Okay. So you are expecting the government of India then to facilitate this technological transfer?
Yeah, we would want government to play its role to facilitate some technology transfer for at least 1 or 2 vaccines.
Okay. Which are the vaccines, if you could just tell us, what are the type of vaccines that you're looking at and which vaccines can your facility manufacture?
See, we can literally manufacture every vaccine available in the world today, which could be mRNA, which can be protein, or which can be vector-based. The only product we may not be able to manufacture because it requires safety standard of 3, which is of Bharat Biotech vaccine.
Okay.
So that we cannot manufacture. Other than that, we can manufacture every other vaccine which are there in the global market or some which can come even in the future.
For which your facility has to be repurposed, and how much time would that take?
See, the one we are discussing, technology transfer, we expect supplies to begin as soon as early as September of this year. Initially, it would be smaller quantities, but in the next few months thereafter, we will significantly ramp up quantity as we go along. And during a period of, we will build up a capacity which will be roughly equivalent to 500 million doses per year.
So by which month are you looking at this manufacturing of vaccine by way of technology transfer? After technology transfer essentially start, by which month should one be looking at then?
We will initiate supply by September this year.
Okay.
And it will end up over next 6-8 months time to a full capacity. And we will complete within, and that would be a capacity equivalent to 500 million doses of vaccine.
Okay. So are you trying to have a conversation with foreign manufacturers, or is there any vaccine manufacturer in India also, because you did say that you can't manufacture Covaxin given the fact that it's an inactivated vaccine, it requires a BSL-3 facility. But what about Serum Institute? Would you be in a position to manufacture that vaccine? Is there any conversation with them also?
We are discussing basically vaccine manufacturing with other international players only.
So you are in conversation with Serum Institute, if I got you correct?
International players, not with any Indian players.
With, so we lost your audio. If you could just repeat that.
No, we are in conversation with international players. Serum is an Indian player, and we are not in conversation for making vaccine with them in India. In addition, I must say that we are also in discussion with some international companies, which are mainly research companies, and they have developed second generation of vaccine.
Okay.
Because these vaccines were when there was a single viral product, and all the vaccine has been developed around there, and the new mutant has come over last 1 year.
Okay.
8 different mutants have come, and therefore existing vaccine, they will work, but it is a matter of time. Their effectiveness may not be there after 2 years, 3 years, or 4 equally. Some may be there, some may not be there. So the next generation of vaccine is a multivalent vaccine. A multivalent vaccine combines, looks at all the organism today, and they put more than one element into a vaccine process.
Okay.
So the second generation approach.
You know, so would you say that right now, given the situation that we are in, there was much more that we could have done to really exploit India's own domestic vaccine manufacturing capacity, given the situation in the country right now, but we failed to do so. Even after so many months, we only have 2 companies, in fact, who are actually making in India.
See, vaccine is a complex technology. We must recognize the worldwide also vaccine is developed in 1 year time. And you have so many vaccines already there. Now, vaccine takes 5, 8, 7, 10 years to develop. And this is a pandemic. The first time we are facing. And there is vaccine is a fairly complex technology, it takes time. And I think Indian manufacturers have done their best to build up as fast a capacity as they can.
Okay.
Second, government has been very proactive in helping the industry through funding, helping, also supporting them in grants for vaccine clinical trials. So government has been proactively working, but sometimes you end up with a situation that you have a problem, you don't have adequate solution for that.
All right.
So I think India is passing through that difficult phase.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Habil Khorakiwala, for your time and your perspective here on that story. Of course, it's important that all domestic vaccine manufacturing companies step in, and you say that you are trying to have a conversation with the government to facilitate technology transfer so that you can utilize your capacity for manufacturing the much needed vaccine against COVID-19. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure talking to you. All the best.
Thank you.